Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday to ya. Happy Friday. It's Friday. It is finally Friday. Thank the Lord. Thank you guys for being here. We made it to the end of the week, y'all. The weekend is approaching, okay? The weekend is among us. Thank the Lord, because this has been a week, okay? Another day of damn raining. Well, I'm going to be at work yawning all morning, so I got to get my tea, because I don't drink coffee. I'm going to give me some hot tea and sip on my hot tea at work. So I give me a little caffeine in me so I can be alert and woke. It's going to be a easy breezy day for me today. It's Friday. I'm pretty much caught up on most of my stuff I need to do at work, so I don't really have a hard day. So I'm going to go in and, I guess, look busy. We'll say that. I'm going to go in and look busy, drink my tea, be fake corporate. I'll be so glad when I get off at 4:30. I'll be like, yes, I can finally be myself. Because, child, I'm around execs and all that shit all day long. So I'll be like, oof, in meetings and shit all day. I'm ready to let my hair down and just be me. Y'all know I can be a wild one at times. But I can't be that way at work. I got to be corporate. Hi. How are you, Sharon? Good morning. How are you? Oh, okay. Yeah. What time is the meeting? Oh, okay. I'll be there in a second. All right. Yes. That type of bullshit. But then when I get in the car, bitches, what? Bitch, I'm back. So we got to turn it on and off. You got to know when to turn it on and off, okay? But it's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, all right? So let's get on with the show, all right? Hopefully you guys had a chance to check out our pop-in yesterday evening, all right? We had a pretty good pop-in yesterday. Another Ernesto call. I saw some comments. Y'all know I read the comments where a few of you guys were saying that you kind of getting burned out by Ernesto and these calls, and then I see a few of you guys who said you enjoy them. So I'm gonna have to weigh my options and see, compare to see, who I guess is liking the calls and who is, we got to compare, do process of elimination, I guess, to see how we're going to handle that, because I don't want you guys to get too burnt out, but some of the calls be a little telling, okay? I haven't run up on one yet, but it's still early. We never know what's going to come out, so once we see and we find out, then we will go there, all right? But we will have another pop-in today, pinky promise, all right? Because we do have some things that we want to talk about. But yes, somebody said, yes, I'm tired of the I hear that, Doreen. Okay, so y'all give me feedback, okay? Like I said the other day, give me feedback. I want to give you guys topics that you guys enjoy hearing, okay? I try to pick great topics for my Car Chronicles in the morning so that you guys can have a great show. So if you guys are getting burnt out, if we're talking about something that continues to be ongoing, like the calls with Ernesto and Shirley Strawberry and the side chicken out, let me know. If I see more than a few of you guys saying that you're tired of it, Caramel, let's move on from this, I'm sick of this shit, then I gotta listen to my viewers, okay? Because I want you guys to be satisfied with what we are talking about over here, all right? Yes, because you guys help make the show as well, and I appreciate you. And again, I appreciate you guys for helping me get to 12K. I can't say it enough. I said it last night. I said it in Chronicles. I'm still saying it because I do appreciate it. You guys come over here and y'all hit the like button and y'all support. I appreciate it. I really do. Y'all got love for me and I got love for you. All right? Everybody ain't gonna like you, and that's fine. I'm not for everybody. There's plenty of other content creators that have their own content that may appease other people that may not like the Caramel Rell Show. And it's fine. I ain't mad at nobody that don't want to be over here, hit the like button, none of that. Okay? And for those of you that do, I thoroughly appreciate you. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. All right, so let's get into the show. Everything said in the video is a legend, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment, all right? Again, for fair use and entertainment, all right? Let's get into it. Celebrity news is always first. Tyler Perry shares his perspective on men and women when it comes to finances, you guys. Yes, so Tyler Perry says that in our society that black women are making more than black men, and that's okay. Okay, he says that if she's comfortable enough to say, baby, you go ahead and handle the light bill and I'll cover the mortgage, then that is fine. This is what Tyler Perry is saying, okay? It's a fact that a lot of women are making a lot of money and more money than their man. And sometimes that can be intimidating for men, because I guess that makes them feel a little demasculated, that they're not stepping up to be what, is personified as a man in the relationship. Men, they're protectors, they're providers. That's been the going thing since way back when, that men are supposed to be the provider. So they don't feel like they are, I guess, 100% carrying on their role when the woman steps up and makes more money than them and kind of makes shit pop in the household. And they're just, being mediocre and paying maybe a light bill or two here and there because their finances are not up to where their significant other's finances are. So it can be a little intimidating sometimes for a man. It really can. And there's so many examples that we can look at to actually see how intimidating it can be. And it can make the man very bitter sometimes and very calculating towards their woman. And it's sad because you don't realize the fact that you are one when you're married. When you're married, you're one. So whatever you're contributing to the household, you're contributing as one. If you're making the money, I'm making it. Okay? We put it together and we make it one. But when you're in a relationship with your spouse and you look at it as competition, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it the wrong way. You don't compete with your spouse. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay? You love your spouse. Support them. Push them. Say, yes, baby, get out there and get it. Pat them on the back when they make accomplishments. When they get, promoted at work. Compliment them. Say, yeah, baby, we doing it. Get out there and get it. Don't be mad at them because they are doing better than you. Okay? Like I said, a lot of men, they can't handle that. They cannot handle the success of another woman or their woman. Okay? Let's give some examples. Okay? Because we got some examples. Martell and Mel. When Carlos King talked about it at the reunion, when Martell tried to ask Mel, said, oh, well, do you compliment him? Do you feel like you don't allow him to be the man? I was like, shut your ass up, because it's a new day. Women are moving and popping and bosses out here. It's not her responsibility to make him feel any type of way. If you are insecure with who you are, figure out what it is that's making you feel that way. Martell has always been jealous of Melody because she was the brains behind everything. She's smart, which is why he got with her in the first place. But then he started seeing that she was a little bit too much for him. And sometimes a woman can be too much for a man, to where he can't handle her mentally, psychologically, sometimes even sexually. When you got a strong-minded woman where she's very strong-willed and she knows what she wants, you can't tell her anything. So you got to be able to, it's got to be a balance. You can't have two headstrong people in a relationship. It's not going to work. Somebody has to dial back. But at the same time, you have to understand what you have in a person and realize that just because they are doing better than you and making more than you, realize that the goal is to exceed or excel together. When you lose that, that train of thought, then it becomes jealousy. Then it becomes envy. Then it becomes a silent takedown of your partner. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Okay? Martell was jealous of Melody that she had the gift of gab and didn't need him as much as he needed her. Okay? Men like to feel needed and wanted. And when they feel like their woman is doing too much out here, sometimes they feel like, okay, what are you doing? Like Martell didn't want Mel to do that play. He started seeing something in her abilities to be able to go places without him. That's why he would always stand up there with her when she did speeches and never said anything, because he was always silently saying, hey, what about me? What about me? Yeah, you're doing great. You're talking. And even when she gave him the mic to say something, he would always say to her, now I'm going to let my wife say that. I'm going to let my wife speak. He didn't have anything to say, but he wanted to stand up there because he wanted to be seen and included. You have men like that. He never said anything. He never had nothing to say. When they pitched Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all already saw the clips where Martell even said, Melody did all the talking. I just sat there. He wanted to be in the room. And you have people like that. Don't have shit to contribute. But they want their presence to be in the room so that they can go back and say later on, well, I was there. I did this. I did that. And you see Martell. I. He had a lot of I's in there. I made you. I'm the reason you went to church. I. And now that you're on your own, you don't have any more I, because you're not doing anything. You're still in the same place that you were when she dropped you. It's important. Learn your partner. Make goals with your partner. If you start seeing signs of jealousy, address it. Find out where it's coming from. Jealousy is an evil spirit. You know how I know? Ask Satan. Because he used to be an angel in heaven. I don't always like to go biblical, but I want to tie this in to where you guys can understand what I'm saying. The devil, Satan, used to be an angel in heaven, and he was jealous of God. And he said, no, you can't be up here. I'm God. You will never be more than me. You will never be bigger than me. You got to realize, a person like God knows your thoughts before you even think them. So the simple fact that you thought that you could outdo me and be better than me, I have to remove you from my space. And that's how you have to do with people. You have to do that with people. Remove them. God had to remove Satan from heaven, kicked him out because you were out of compliance. You could never outdo me. I made you. How dare you? How dare you think you can outdo me and be better than me when I made you? I see y'all putting it in there, fallen angel. Are you sleeping beside a fallen angel every night? That's deep, ain't it? That's deep. Wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and look at your spouse. That shit gonna be creepy. But check in from time to time on what you laying next to every night. Because it could be a fallen angel, unaware, that's waiting for the opportunity to bring you that way, down, versus lifting you up. Your spouse is supposed to lift you up, support you, protect you. You can't protect me when you're jealous of me. You're going to allow some things to slip through the cracks just for your own personal satisfaction. Let's put that word on there. I like that word. It satisfies you to see me hurt and in a space that's uncomfortable because you are uncomfortable with the fact that I'm the shit. Ha! Ooh, y'all ain't gonna play with me today. That thing tight, but it's right, ain't it? Sure is. Damn sure is. Check in on your spouse. That's why they say communication is everything in a relationship. There are many forms of communication. Talk. Communicate. Find out where their headspace is, where their heart is. A lot of relationships fail. A lot of relationships collapse because you don't communicate. Communication is a daily check-in. That's why you have to communicate with God. If you don't talk with God every day, you do not have a communication with him. Period. I communicated with God today when I opened my eyes. Thank you for waking me up. You didn't have to. It's so many people on this earth that you could have skipped over me and said, you know what? Your time is up. Let me check on you over here. But because you woke me up this morning, that means I still have a job to do. I still have a purpose on this earth. So so my responsibility to you, right up here, you up there in the sky, is to say thank you. Somebody do something for you, you say thank you, especially when your life is attached to it. You didn't have to. You did not have to touch me and nudge me this morning. But since you did, let me do my due diligence and say thank you. Thank you for the breath that you gave me, the activity of my limb. That's my prayer in the mornings. You got a lot of people that wake up but can't get out of bed. You got a lot of people that wake up but don't know that they're aware of where they are. So thank you for keeping my mind. Okay? That's my prayer. That's my prayer. Thank you for keeping my mind, for keeping me sane. Because a lot of things that I went through in my life could have drove me nuts. To where somebody got to come over here, bathe me, brush my teeth, feed me. But you allowed me to do those things for myself. So for that, thank you. Thank you when that car swerved in my lane and almost took me out. And you told me to hit the brake. And it didn't even touch my car. I was not supposed to be here. So thank you. I was 7 years old. I'm going to share this, and I don't like to be personal. This is going to help somebody this morning, okay? This wasn't even in my show, but y'all know when I go there, I want to share this. And I don't like to share my personal life, but I'm going to share this. I was 7 years old. My mom and I, we were taking a trip, okay? I was in the back seat asleep. An 18-wheeler slammed into the back of my mother's car while I was asleep in the back seat. My mama's car went into the median on the highway, car spinning, glass everywhere. My mom, she had some scratches, she had glass in her eye. She was a little injured, but she's alive. She made it out. I got out of the car, not a scratch on me. No, I'm in the back where this truck hit. Not a scratch on me. Not a bruise on me. I walked out of that accident with nothing. My mama thought I was not alive. The back of the car was smashed in. My mama took me to church. Now I told y'all I grew up in church. Let me share something with y'all. This was crazy. My mama took me to church. And a pastor told me, you didn't know me from nowhere. It was like a guest pastor that came to our church and spoke. Didn't know me from nowhere. Said, you are not supposed to be here. Something happened to you where you were not supposed to be here. But God had his hand on you and he has something designated for your life. He said, you are going to speak to a lot of people one day. A lot of people are going to hear your voice. You're going to sing to a lot of, he told me a lot of stuff about me. Never met me ever. Did not know about the accident. Confirmation. That's why I say don't listen to what everybody have to say to you. But when you know it comes from God, it's called confirmation. Be aware of when people come to you and say, God told me to tell you this, God told me to tell you that. He's going to give you confirmation first. That was confirmation to me. This person didn't even know me, but told me so much about my life. And I'm standing there as a kid like, Mama, how do you know this? It was not a haphazard event that I walked out of that situation. So when I think about all the things that I went through in my life and the fact that I probably wouldn't have been here in my teens, going out, hanging with my cousins, we going out to the club, somebody pow in the club, we on the ground to avoid being pow-powed. I could not have been here. So when I wake up in the morning, I make it my business to always connect with God and thank God for allowing me to be here, because I look back over my life and there's times when I just should not have been here, period. So I have to thank God. And we all have to do that. Seriously, we all have to do that. I don't want to always push the God thing on people, but that works for me. People say, oh, there's no God. That's a lie. I'm a witness. Okay? Period. Don't take it for granted, guys. I said all that to say that don't take it for granted. I was not supposed to be alive. I'm not supposed to be talking to you guys in this video right now. But it was because of the grace of God that allowed me to be here. I have an assignment on my life. So I have to continue with the assignment. Every morning that he wake you up, you have an assignment. He's not done with you. So say thank you and continue your assignment. Complete your assignment. Every time I think about that, I will never forget that accident. I was 7 years old, but I will never forget it. That car was crushed like a can. And I was in the back seat where this man fell asleep and slammed into my mother's car. And when the cops, when the police and the ambulance and everybody got there, they're looking at me like, how is she still alive with this car like this? Like, how? And my grandmother, I was talking to my grandmother, you know, she's a bishop. She told me one day, she said there were angels in that car. She's a lot of bruised angels that took the hit for you. There's a reason that everybody keeps telling me. It's so many people that keep telling me there's a reason that you're here. That's why I don't be so quick to be, responding to stupid stuff, because that's beneath me. I have a bigger purpose. Now, I will snap off on somebody from time to time, but sometimes it's just not worth it. I have a certain assignment and a certain purpose in my life. That's where my focus is. And when things like that come, it's a distraction to throw you off course. Okay? I'm not trying to be distracted. Okay? So I have a certain calling on my life. I do, and I know I do. I know I do. Because everybody keeps saying it to me. I don't know. It's weird. It's super weird. It's super weird. But yeah. This wasn't even supposed to be in my show, but I wanted to share that for somebody this morning because, and somebody else in the chat, you probably have been through something in your life where you look at it and be like, wow, I shouldn't have been here. Maybe it was a surgery that you made it out of. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But don't take it for granted. Always, always, always get up in the morning or whenever and say thank you. There's only 2 words. Thank you. You're taught that as a child. When somebody give you something, you say thank you. Mama always say, hey, say thank you. Tell them thank you. It's the same with God. It's the same with God. But let's move on. I wanted to break that thing down just because I felt like I needed to say that. I was not supposed to be. That's so crazy. I was not supposed to be here. That was a scary situation. My mom does not forget that either. She's like, girl, something about you for real. But also, let me give another example, then we're going to move on. Kevin Hunter and Wendy Williams. Y'all know he followed her around. He had to work on her show. She supported him. She was the moneymaker, but he was low-key jealous of her because she was the boss. He wanted to be the boss. So she made him executive producer on the show to give him something to do so that he would not be jealous of her being the boss. And you have a lot of people that are jealous like that of their spouse. So watch out for that. Address those things as they come. Find out where this jealousy and this feeling is coming from. And if you don't address it, it's going to only snowball and fester. And it's not going to work. Okay? Don't be afraid to address things head on. You have to. Talk. Communicate. Okay? Talk. Communicate. Let's move on. Hope you guys are enjoying the show thus far. I don't want to preach to nobody. But, oh my God. All right, so DJ Envy's wife. DJ Envy's wife comes forward, you guys. You know, the other day we talked about Tyrese having this issue where he went on the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy called him out about him being disrespectful to his wife. All right, so there's an update. DJ Envy's wife, she comes forward. She speaks out after DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God came at a.k.a. Cry Reese. I call him Cry Reese. I know his name is Tyrese, but he's always crying about something. So I named him Cry Reese out of disrespecting DJ Envy's wife, okay? Yeah. So Envy's wife, she speaks out and she says that Tyrese was really good friends with her and DJ Envy. Okay, they were really good friends. They used to hang out together. She also goes on to say, but Tyrese got too close and was saying and acting in ways that she chose not to speak on because they kept asking her, well, what did he say? What did he do? What was it? What was it that he was saying and doing that was inappropriate? She said that it was to the point that she didn't even want to even say what it was. So it must have been something very crazy. Because she didn't even want to speak on what it was. She says that that it was very inappropriate, and that she says that he became very needy and very clingy, and he expected a little too much from her. So she had to push back from him. Sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta push back from people. People will expect. People's expectations be too much sometimes. I'm that way too. I can only give you how much I can give you, and after that, I gotta bow out. But DJ Envy, of course, y'all know he checked Tyrese at the Breakfast Club interview and told him how he felt about his inappropriate behavior and disrespect for his wife. And even, you know, he even said he wanted to sock him in the mouth and all that. So Tyrese claimed that he was taking medication, as you guys know, during the time that this particular situation between DJ Envy and DJ Envy's wife occurred. Okay, he was saying that he was on medication and he wasn't really aware of what was going on. They were saying they weren't even aware that he was even on medication. So I don't even know what the hell that was about because they said they were really tight with him. They didn't know he was on any type of medication. So he's trying to excuse the fact that he was saying inappropriate stuff and acting inappropriately towards her because he was on medication. Could have been. I don't know. He is very emotional. He's very emotional. So Tyrese, like I said, he has since now responded to DJ Envy and DJ Envy's wife by saying that no one has disrespected your wife more than you. See what I'm talking about with him? Tyrese, I cannot with you, sir. All right. Now, he's alluding to the allegations that DJ Envy has cheated on his wife multiple times throughout their marriage, which that's none of Tyrese's business. If you're my friend and I call you and I talk to you about some pressing issues in my relationship or whatever the case may be, when we fall out, you should not be using that as a get back. Okay? And that's what he's doing. If you and DJ Envy are friends At some point in time, if they were going through it in their marriage, you know how you call your friend and you talk to your friend and say, hey, I'm going through this with my wife, da-da-da-da-da. You telling them intricate details. Don't store that in the back of your mind as a means to use it as a comeback at me when we fall out. Because then that shows me that you really were not genuine in the first damn place. I don't like people like that. I don't like people like that. That's why I don't be telling my business. I really don't. I got friends, but I'm very limited with what I tell you. Because if and when we fall out, you're going to use that as a go-to. That's why I get a therapist that I pay when I'm in my feelings about something. And I know it's going to be on the record and you can't talk about the shit because there's legal ramifications behind it. Get your therapist. Nothing wrong with a therapist, black people. There's nothing wrong with going to a therapist. That don't mean you're crazy. You got to have somebody to talk to when you get too full and you got to release. That's what they're there for. They're professionals. They went to college. They know how to talk you up out of that thing, and they know how to give you advice for when you go through things thereafter. I love going to therapy. Okay? Therapy keeps me sane and snapping off on folk as regularly as I would like. Okay? Really, I'm serious. But, yeah, this is why, like I said, this is why you cannot be friends with certain people, because their motive is to try to drag you down and expose you when you choose to disconnect yourself from them. And this is what Tyrese is doing. And that's a very low blow for him to do with DJ Envy after they've been friends for years, and with his wife. So whatever it was that you did that was inappropriate, I don't see this woman coming out and lying about it, because she's still protecting you as the friend in her. She still respects you enough to protect you and not get on social media and in interviews and actually tell what it was that you did to disrespect her. So at some point, she still, as a friend, she still has some type of love for you, or else she would have just blasted you. But the fact that Tyrese's comeback was, well, the person that disrespected your wife the most was you. Talking about the cheating. Like, that's team too much, Tyrese. You've been in and out of relationships since forever, since you've been on the scene. DJ Envy and his wife, obviously they got through their situations of their infidelities, because they're still together. They're in love. They're making it work. They have children. They have businesses together. They're making it work. So because your situation ain't working, why would that be your go-to? That's so disrespectful. Choose your friends wisely and choose what you tell your friends. Because when you fall out, if you have that type of friend that's like that will call your stuff out like that when y'all fall out, that's not your friend. Okay? That's a secret admirer. There's a difference between a friend and a secret admirer. Know the difference, because they're out there. I have a very tight circle of who I fool with. And I do not tell all my business to my friends. I do a lot of my talking to my husband, because I know he ain't on that bullshit. He protects me. He listens to me. And if I really need to get a little more deeper, then I can go to a therapist. But be very selective in who you choose to talk to. Because, child, everybody ain't going to protect you like they need to. Everybody ain't going to be, they're going to be sitting there, what? Show enough? Oh, girl, I'm sorry that happened to you. And as soon as you disconnect from them and y'all have a fallout, well, that's why such and such happened to you. And that's why your husband cheated on you. And that's why this, and that happened. That's why you got fired. It's just stupid shit like that. I cannot take people like that. But somebody said that part. I'm telling you, be selective in who you choose to be friends with. Tyrese, baby, you have a lot of issues that you really need to have a therapist sit with you on and figure out why you continue to be in these situations. And it's always him. You coming up in too many situations, and every single woman that you get into, it should not be to the point to where it's a knockdown, drag out. And that's the way it is with him. Every breakup should not be a knockdown, drag out. You should not be on social media down in this person, talking junk about this person, coming after this person. Like, seriously, let it go. If you have some mental issues, you're on medication, continue to take your medication and have some self-reflection. All right, let's move on. Whew, Jesus, that was draining. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is in the news. She's in some trouble, y'all. Now, they're saying that a women's expo in Atlanta claims that Wendy Williams' team kept money after canceling a scheduled appearance, okay? Yeah. They're saying back in May that fans were concerned when Wendy Williams was a no-show at a women's expo in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Wendy was scheduled to host, okay, the event, but she canceled last minute, okay, and she kept the money that was paid to her prior, okay, and never reimbursed the promoter. So, and like I said, she hurried up and canceled the appearance. So now they are suing her for said money. They did not go into how much money it was that was paid to her, but they did say that she hurried up and canceled on them and kept the money. She asked to be paid prior for her appearance, and then she canceled abruptly right before the appearance was supposed to be, and promoters are now suing her because she did not reimburse them on the money, okay? I was just like, oh my God, Wendy. But I mean, really, Wendy is not handling her own business anyway, so that should fall on whoever is handling her money and her business like that, because Wendy really is not in a sound mind. She really is not capable of handling her stuff right now. And why they even put her anywhere to be hosting? This happened in May. Y'all know Wendy, child, she don't even really know where she is half the time. So the fact that they would put her on a program to have her hosting, that was very irresponsible. She's not well mentally. She's not. So moving on, child. Rapper designer. You guys know who he is. I've talked about it. I do have an update. We're talking about the rapper who was on the airplane, who was caught pleasuring himself, where his lube, y'all remember we talked about it, his lube fell out in the aisle, and the flight attendant saw it, and she realized what he was doing. She reported him. He was removed from the airplane, so he had to go to court, you guys, behind that situation, all right? He had to go to court behind that. So they said of course, he pleasured himself on a flight, okay? He did manage to dodge jail time behind that, but he must now register as an SEX offender, okay, for federal indecent exposure, all right? That's what he is charged with, federal indecent exposure. So he now has to register as an SEX offender because of that. It says that he also will be getting 2 years of probation and 120 hours of community service as well, okay? So he claimed that he had some type of mental issues that he was going to go see a therapist about, but you probably should have done that before you did all that right there under your little blanket there on the plane set and got caught. I keep saying now, you were sitting on there with that damn lube and it fell out, and that gave you away, and the flight attendant was like, what the hell you doing up in here? And now you are facing all this scrutiny. So he has to register now as an SEX offender, and it is federal because he did do it on the airplane, okay? Moving on. Another rapper who had some very unfortunate situations, rapper Sexy Red. I don't listen to her music. I'm not a fan, but I will report because this did just come out. Sexy Red's video shoot had got pow-powed at down in Florida. They had a pow-powing at Sexy Red's, she's a female rapper, at her video shoot in Florida. They said the 2 people were pow-powed and 1 person was unalived during that event, okay? Dangerous. Now they're saying she was recording her video for her new song Shake Your Dreads when it was interrupted by someone pow-powing on set, okay? They said that 1 other person was badly injured and taken to a nearby hospital. The other person passed away who was pow-powed, okay? That's why I don't be doing crowds anymore. I don't do crowds like that because people are crazy and too unpredictable. I do not do crowds like that. But moving on. Y'all, why I feel like I gave up too much energy talking about myself this morning. Oh my God. All right, so Tory Lanez, we got an update on Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is denied bond, you guys, in the Megan Thee Stallion case. He's ordered to stay behind bars pending his appeal. Now, y'all know he appealed his case. He was sentenced to 10 years. Y'all know that, okay? He's been trying to get out while he is appealing his case, all right? The judge was like, yeah, no, it ain't gonna happen. All right, so Tory asked the judge to let him out on bond, okay, so that he can live with his now wife. Y'all know he married his son's mother while he was in jail, okay? He married his son's mother while he was in jail, so he asked the judge could he get out and live and be with his new wife and his son while he's waiting for this appeal to go through, okay? Yeah, no. And he's waiting for this to play out. The judge denied it, of course, denied the bond, citing that Tory is a convicted felon and is considered a violent, he's considered a violent felon, okay? That's what the judge told him. Said you will not be able to get out pending this appeal because you are considered a violent felon, okay, with a history of violating court orders. And they're saying that because he is not a U.S. citizen, they fear that he may try to hop a flight and leave to avoid jail time, because he is facing serving 10 years in prison, okay? So they're not going to take a chance on that because he has violated prior court orders, okay? So you kind of put your own foot up your ass in that situation. So Tory's lawyers, they argued that he is an American legally on an active work visa and has no reason to go back to Canada, which is where he's from. But the judge did not budge on his decision, so Tory will sit in prison during this time for them to do this appeal. I don't think he's going to win this appeal because they have too much evidence against him. If he does, kudos to him, but I don't think that it's going to turn out in your favor. Sir, it's too much evidence. You've ran your mouth too much. Okay? There is a jail phone call out there where he also was talking and being a little too transparent, if you will. All right? Now, he has 3 charges that he was charged with, which was negligent discharge of a firearm, assault with a firearm, and carrying an unregistered firearm. All right? He's a felon. He wasn't supposed to have one in the first damn place. They don't play with them felons when it comes to firearms. And apparently, they was not playing with you, Mr. Lucky Charms. Moving on, honey. Joe Biden's son is in a lot of trouble. Joe Biden's son is in a lot of trouble, okay? They said that Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is indicted on federal pow charges for allegedly lying about a drug addiction as well. That's not a good look for the president's son, y'all. Damn, what's going on with Hunter Biden? Anybody been following the story on Hunter Biden? That's not a good look. Anywho, they said that Hunter Biden, honey, has been scheduled. He's been scheduled to plead guilty to a misdemeanor. And he also has tax charges, and he has to enter a pretrial program, okay? Damn, sir. For a pow charge that he had back in July, all right? But a judge refused to accept the deal, all right? He's trying to get some type of deal. The judge has not accepted that deal, so he's looking at serving a lot of time, all right? He has tax evasion issues as well in the millions. That's not a good look. And Joe Biden get ready to try to run again. Lord have mercy. Sir, you is not giving your dad a great look out here. Because y'all know people going to use everything they can to make Joe look bad in this damn situation. So they're saying that Hunter is indicted on 2 federal charges for lying to a pow dealer and a federal, says a federal form when buying a revolver in 2018, okay? What the hell you doing with a revolver? They're saying that the indictment revives the case after Republicans criticized a plea agreement that says that the federal prosecutor David Weiss reached with Hunter as it being too lenient, okay? He's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. You talking about federal time, you gotta serve that time. That Fed time hit different than regular time. That Fed time, you gotta serve that shit, okay? Lord have mercy. Lord. So he faced an indictment on, as of yesterday, you guys, for federal pow charges, okay? Now, he also faces a max sentence of over 25 years in prison if he's convicted, and 5 years in prison of false statements to a dealer, and 10 years of possession of a pow, and he's also facing time for tax evasion as well, okay? Now, they're saying that he faces tax evasion charges for 2017 and for 2018, where they says that in 2017 it was 2.4 million that he evaded, and in 2018 it was 2.1, okay, that he did not pay taxes on. Damn, sir. He's trying to say that he did pay it through a third party. And he's also said that he paid the interest and fees as well back in July, but they are saying that he is a liar, that was not the case, and he did not. So Hunter Biden, pay what you got to pay and figure this out, sir, because you are facing 25 years plus 10 years plus this. Don't look like you can get out no time soon. You probably going to die in jail. And it's sad because your dad now cannot help you, but you get what you get. All right, moving on, child. Rapper 21 Savage is said to be facing facing deportation after his wife, who he married in order to stay in the U.S., is looking at divorcing him because he is finagling with rapper Lotto. Y'all know who Lotto is. She used to be on the rap game with Jermaine Dupri. She is like a very well-known rapper now. So 21 Savage has been allegedly finagling with rapper Lotto, and 21 Savage's wife now says that she is getting ready to file for divorce papers, which will have him deported, okay? He is facing deportation. 21 Savage is said to have had a ton of brush-ups with the law, and he's undocumented. He's an undocumented immigrant, okay? They're saying that his marriage to Kenya, which is his wife, served to help fix his status, okay, as a citizen. All right? And 21 Savage was using his marriage to Kenya to stay here in the States, okay, to get a green card. A lot of people are doing that now, marrying foreigners so they can get green cards. That shit crazy. So they're saying that he was born in Britain. They said that the British-born artist was arrested by ICE in 2019, okay, for overstaying his visa, all right? And he has a lot of charges that's stemming as well, all right, that he's facing. So he's in a lot of trouble. He was released on bond, and he's currently working to fix his immigration status. But now that his wife is getting ready to file for divorce, that could cause him to be deported back to England. That's where he's from originally, all right? And they said he's born Shia Ben Abraham Joseph. That's his name, but y'all know him as 21 Savage, okay? I don't really like his music. I don't really like the way he raps. He raps slow, like he's reading it off the paper, to me. I don't know. I don't really listen to him like that. I don't like any of his music, so I don't know, child. But they said that him and Lotto, child, got a little thing going on. Me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on type of situation, and the wife is sick of that shit. She's like, look, I know I married you so you can get your green card, but I kind of do love you a little bit, and I'm not about to be sitting out here looking like a fool while you run around cheating on me with somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have your ass deported, and I'm going to divorce you. So that's what she's looking at doing. But yeah, so she's looking at divorcing his ass, and that's what he gets. Moving on. The battle continues, honey, between Kandi Burruss and Sheree Whitfield. This is the last topic, honey. The battle continues with them, Lord. They are still going back and forth. Let's talk about it, Jesus. All right. So Kandi Burruss is considering suing Sheree Whitfield. All right. Over the She by She newsletter. Y'all remember Sheree pulled that out at the reunion, which had Kandi Burruss's private information on there concerning her businesses and everything else. All right. Now, y'all know it all started when Kandi threw shade at Sheree and her She by Sheree on her YouTube channel. Speak on it, okay? So Kandi told the viewers that Sheree did not pay her designer for the designs, okay? And she said she knew that to be fact, and said that a whole bunch of stuff about Sheree not paying, about her website, and about the clothes not being on the website. Y'all remember that, which pissed Sheree off. Sheree confronted Kandi at the reunion and told her, you know, that she had, well, first of all, before that, Sheree then responded to Kandi saying that that she has a lot of fans and that Kandi could ruin her brand. What kind of brand you got? Because you already said you won't making no money from She by Sheree. So what kind of brand do you have besides lying to people and not paying them? I mean, what? Girl, you ain't got no brand, Sheree. Sheree mentioned that Kandi's incident, the Pow Pow incident at Blaze, okay, restaurant. And then she also mentioned that Kandi needed to clean her floors over there. She was trying to say that Kandi's restaurants be nasty, the floors be greasy and nasty up over there. So y'all know they had a little back and forth or whatever, okay? And she also detailed Kandi's failing grades at her restaurants in her newsletter, all right? So Kandi is now choosing to take the incident with Sheree serious, and she is suing Sheree behind the situation. Kandi says that to Sheree, she says, I'm gonna need you to take my pictures down. She said, cause if you if you fist to think that you about to be making some money off me or my image, she said, you're not about to do that. She says, don't do that to yourself. That's what she said to Sheree. She done issued a warning out to Sheree. She let her know, you're not about to make money and come up off me and my image. She says, don't do that to yourself. She says, and wind up getting sued trying to sell my picture. She said, you better find some different pictures to use And she says, and I mean that. That's what Kandi issued out a warning to Sheree. Sheree, you ain't really got no money to be coming up against Kandi. Kandi also continues. She says, how you gonna put my family's pictures on your website when you're selling subscriptions? She says that even Bravo didn't show my pictures. She says, you might want to pull my pictures down. She told Sheree, she says, how you gonna put my pictures on there? She says, Bravo didn't even show my pictures. She said, so you better take my pictures down. She's telling Sheree, she's giving her a warning. She better take her pictures down or she is suing. So Kandi is said to, like I said, be suing Sheree because now Sheree has refused to take the pictures down as of now. So I guess she's trying to force Kandi's hand, but Kandi is not backing down, and she is saying that she is set to file a lawsuit against Sheree for using her image without her permission and putting out lies about her. Okay, so y'all know Kandi don't play that. Y'all see how she did Phaedra? Kandi will get your ass up off the show, Sheree, because you're really not needed there anyway. You better ask Phaedra. Phaedra cannot step foot back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it's all because of Kandi. Kandi got some pull when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. You better believe that shit, or else Phaedra would have been back. Kandi already told Bravo execs and Andy Cohen that if they allowed Sheree to come back, that she was going to no longer be on the show. Kandi is the highest paid. She has a relationship with the execs, just like Nene did when she was on the show. So you might not want to be coming up against Kandi because she does have the money to come up against you and sue the hell out of you. She does. She might want to rethink that. Sheree, you might want to rethink that, boo-boo. You might want to rethink it. Let me back in right quick, guys. Oh, Lord, it's looking like it's going to rain today. Lord. Oh, thank the Lord for the backup camera, Jesus. All right. I don't really want to be under this tree. Scrape my shit up. Y'all excuse me. You got this tree over here. I don't really want to be under no tree. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. All right, let's finish this right quick. So yeah, Kandi is suing Sheree, you guys, because Sheree has refused to take down Kandi's pictures and take down the damaging remarks that she made about her. Because y'all know Kandi has several businesses, and that's her brand. She don't play about her brand. Y'all see how she came after Phaedra. Kandi does not play about her brand and her businesses, all right? So, Sheree, you ain't really got nothing but bill, Sheree. And that little Real Housewives of Atlanta chick, you got that leased car that you driving around in, and that nappy-ass ponytail that your ass wear everywhere. So, you really don't have enough to come for Kandi. Like Stormy said, you ain't got enough to come for me. You literally don't have enough to come for Kandi. So, you might want to take that shit down and bow out gracefully. We already know that Sheree's little stylist or whatever he is, the little gay guy that run around with her, we already know that he's the one that put all that mess out there, that he did the newsletter, because Sheree is not that smart. Sheree is not that smart. Her messy little friend, the one that was on the show, that Drew Sidora was saying that attacked her and put paws or tried to put hands on her. We already know that he's the one that wrote up that little newsletter with all that stuff about Kandi in there for Sheree, because Sheree is not that smart. She's not. She's not, but she better take that mess down, because Kandi is going to sue her ass if she don't. Because Kandi is not going to let nobody mess up her brand or her businesses, and definitely not use her image without her consent. You can't do that. Your ass will get sued for that. So we'll see what it's giving, and I will give you guys updates as I get them as it relates to that. But she did say she is definitely looking to sue Sheree if she doesn't take it down, and Sheree has yet to take it down as of yet. So we'll see what it's giving. Thank you guys for being here, though. That is the end of our show. We got 695 in the building and 295 likes. If you guys can go ahead and hit the like for me. If you didn't hit it on your way in, you can hit it on the way out. Also, hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we have new videos, which is all the time. All right. And also subscribe to this channel. And come on back for the pop in later on today, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in this morning to the show. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you, mods, for doing a great job. And thank you, Caramelians, for supporting as well. Let me take my shades off so y'all can see my eyes. So thank you guys for being here and supporting as well, okay? You guys have a great day. Be blessed today and be safe today, all right? Don't let nobody piss you off and get on your nerves. It's Friday, all right? Get through it. Love you guys down, and goodbye.